Hey everybody, Shaving Nobody Else's Auto, but it's 7:30 Sunday evening time for some more Gearhead Interactive Live Chat. Looks like we got a great crowd on here and ready to go. Looks like Facebook is connecting. Who's here with us on YouTube? Buick Man, Kevin Brown, Big Job made it tonight. Kevin L, Pete, Ryan and Amy are back. Kenny Peterson's here. Neil made it. All right, glad you guys are all here and ready to go tonight. It's going to be a fun night. It's a cold night. It's warm in here, so we're going to keep our fingers crossed it stays that way. Let's see. Charles is here. Jim made it. Tractor Mike's on with us. And let's get ready to roll tonight. Okay. Ron Levesque made it back. Obviously been a lot of things going on this week. Watching some Barrett Jackson, lots of stuff going on. Waycamp's here. Obviously, if you're like in half the country, south and east, from here at least, you've been blasted with winter weather. We got it too, which stinks. It's been miserable. Basically been in the shop all weekend. But there actually sometimes isn't a downside of that. I was actually forced. I wasn't forced, but I had nothing else to do with that. You got to work in the shop when it's so cold and nasty. So I actually got some stuff picked up in the office this weekend, which was kind of surprising. It's I can actually see like the whole counter over there. Got some stuff hung up over there. Actually, it's kind of impressive. I should take a picture and show you guys. It's kind of nutso that finally made some progress in here because it's been getting bad, really, really bad. Hey, there's Cream City Pete. So that's sometimes at least it forced me to do some of that. I still got I got days out in the shop still, but I did make some progress in here. Still working on, hey, there's David D. Hubcap made it. Still trying to make some progress, but we're gaining ground. So Dad's here with us. I'm going to take that as a win. So you guys that have been here at least over the last few years, Bandit 76, John's here. Guy the car guy made it. We'll be able to tell a huge difference right there. You can actually see like almost the whole counter. And I hung some more stuff up. I even hung that artwork up. I've been needing to get that piece hung up. Hey, Michael Gagola with us on Facebook. I've been needing to get that piece hung too. So gained a little ground, got a few things done. So that did feel good. At least I can see the counter, which is something. But I know a lot of us got stuck in it. And it's been miserable. Today, it actually got close to 20 here today. And we're supposed to see, I think, close to 30 tomorrow. So we should get through tonight and be on the downhill run here. So yeah, but I made some progress. I picked up some junk, so there's just not enough hours in the day sometimes, and the shop out there is a wreck. It's terrible. But yesterday morning I started working in here and didn't crank the heater up out in the shop, and just kind of stayed with it. And I still got piles in here that need to be put away, but I've definitely made some significant changes and made it much better than what it was. So we're gaining ground. I'm going to call that a win. But before we get too far into anything else, let's do a little bit of housekeeping. Autocorrect, please double check your comment before you hit send. If I can't make out your comment because autocorrect changed something, I will have to skip it. I try to catch most comments, but if I can't understand it, I have to skip it. If you're on the Nobody Show Facebook page, this is a shared video from the Nobody Else's Auto page. If you want to comment and participate in the auctions, you will need to be on the Nobody Else's Auto Facebook page or the Nobody Show YouTube channel. Those are the only two sets of comments I can see. We do occasionally get trolls on here. I ignore them. You guys make sure to do a good job, make sure they know that they are not welcome. We do have ads. Unfortunately, it is YouTube's baby, and they run ads, and it's their game. So we have to work around that. And as always, we do have the Supercharged Super Chat badge warmed up and ready to go. We had a record number of Super Chats at a dozen a couple weeks ago. And we'll see what happens tonight with our Supercharged Super Chats. And you are thirsty, Neil. That's why we have these right here warmed up and ready to go as well. Hey, Glenn made it by tonight. Scott with us on Facebook, even cold in Texas. So anyway, did you guys catch the Roadrunner video? Yeah, you're welcome, Neil. Thanks for reminding me. Hey, there's Totally VW. Hey, VW, I need your address. I've got that ashtray package. It's been here for a couple weeks packaged. Your address wasn't on that payment. Oh, there we go. Boom. I got all the car guys starting it up right there with the first Supercharged Super Chat of the night. Thanks, Guile, the car guy, for the first Supercharged Super Chat. Kevin L following up. Boom. Double whammy. Followed up right by Kevin L. Thanks, guys. Balin Wire made it. So Neil liked the Roadrunner video. It's done exceptionally well, especially for my dinky little channel. So I was curious if some of you guys did catch it and what you guys thought of it. I did put a little effort into that one, hoping it came out okay. So hope you guys liked it and thought it was decent. So now I just need to find a new home for that thing so somebody can get started on it. It is a pretty cool car, and I think it's going to make somebody a good project. So glad you guys liked it, and glad it came out okay. That was, there was a lot of pieces to that puzzle. So the Roadrunner video went up last Friday night, so it's on the channel to watch it. But anyway. Michael liked it. Good. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Chat numbers. Yeah, it is a little new for you guys. There's no doubt about it. We haven't broke our 1,000 chats since a couple weeks ago, but keeping track of that. Hopefully we keep chats up around 1,000 chats. It's crazy. We've been in the 800s, but a couple weeks ago we broke 1,000 chats. So huge thanks to you guys. YouTube is obviously tracking that now since they are giving me that information. Obviously, that shows them interaction and engagement. And the more engaging and interacting you are, obviously, I think the better it's going to be for YouTube. So watching those chat numbers real close, huge shout out to you guys for helping out, helping push those numbers. But it'd be so awesome if we just started consistently getting 1,000 chats a night. That'd be cool. So, hey, there's Dennis. Oh, yeah, when I went to get another dealer plate for it, yeah. Like I said, that dealership is literally about 8 blocks from here. They're good guys. I buy a lot of cars from them. I buy a lot of their salvage stuff. So, yeah, I figured we just will put the tag back on it since that's where it came from. So, what'd you buy now, Glenn? Anytime somebody says I need to stay off the internet means you bought something. And also, we've got membership groups. Right at a year we've been doing membership groups. Huge shout out to you guys that have joined and are helping support the membership groups. If you haven't, jump in. 3 different tiers. You see these guys that have the little NS nobody shows symbol beside their name. They are part of the membership groups. 3 tiers. If you want to go just the basic tier, there's a tier to get videos early, and then there's a tier for the actual training that we do here, where we get together and talk about what I do and how I do it and get into some of the nitty gritty on some of that. So just wanted to touch base on that on the membership groups as well. And thanks, Pete. Appreciate that. If somebody new, let them know. Another 37. Okay. Same thing happens when you go to Tractor Mike's. So, one other thing I want to catch before we start getting into Barrett Jackson and things like that. Appreciate that, Kevin. Hey, there's Andy and Rusty Okie made it tonight. Glad you're here with us, Chad. Like Pete posted earlier. Oh, by the way, Pete, I loved your post. That was hilarious. I did see that a little later. But we officially have over 20 people locked in for the Gathering of the Nobodies, which is awesome. We've never had that many people locked in this early. So, of course, we're trying to get a little better organized about it. Now that we know you guys want to keep coming back, we're actually trying to get a little bit organized about it. Hey, there's Hippie. And it's really coming together nicely. Hudson Badge. So anyway, and then everybody that's paid is on that specific email list from Pete. And Luke, that's true. Luke's coming. Can't forget Luke. So if you're thinking about trying to make it, it should be a great time. It has been the last 2 years. Hey, there's Bill Disc. But coming together nicely. Adam with us on Facebook, up to -5. Well, at least we were not quite that bad today. So May 16th is the weekend we have picked, or you guys have picked basically for the Gathering of the Nobodies. We put a handful of dates out there. We ran a survey on it. May 16th was the most well-liked date, the one that was going to work the best for everybody. Obviously, trying to plan something like this, nothing's ever perfect for everybody. But May 16th was the one that worked for the majority of the people, so that was the weekend we picked. So if you think you want to come, get with me, get with Pete, get your $25 paid, which covers your lunch and your memento souvenir piece, which I got to get on and figure out what we're going to do for that this year. So come out, check it out, hang out, see the yard, meet up with everybody that we hang out with on here every week. And it's so far, the first two have been a good time. I'm sure the third one will probably be the best because we backed it up a little bit. And 1 year we've had rain and 1 year we've had snow. So I'm hoping we get some decent weather this year. But that's why we went about a month later than what we have been doing. Thanks for throwing that up there, Pete. There's Pete's email if you want to email him to get some of the information. Yeah, John, that's out there, but that's all you had. So it's laying out there in a box, just waiting to try to get something to go with it. When we do the auction stuff, if you just have one or two little pieces, I try to get something else to go with it. If I don't, then shipping costs just about as much as what the piece costs. So, but it is out there in a box, John. I'll just wait a week or two to see if you had something else to go with it. So, hey, Jeff from Ottawa's here. So looking forward to it, and as well as with the auction stuff. Now that we can see the gathering coming together, if you do buy auction stuff and you want to pick up when you get here, that is perfectly fine. I do have some guys that do that pick up. I just put a box in the back with your name on it, and I check stuff off as it's paid, and it goes in your box. Especially some of the stuff like some of the new old stock oil cans, which are full, which we do have a couple of tonight. If you don't want me to drain those, you want to keep them full, that type of deal, just let me know. Thanks, Davidus. I don't know. I probably botched that, but glad you're here. Thanks for the compliment. Glad you're hanging out with us. I just don't know how to pronounce how to use your handle there, buddy. Billy Bowman here. Hey, there's Christine. Sean and Christine are here. So glad you guys made it tonight. We'll see if Christine watches her mouth. Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. She's gone either way, so it's all good, though. So keep that in mind if you're coming to the gathering. You buy some full oil cans or something, you don't want them drained because we're not supposed to ship that stuff with oil in it. So just let me know, and I'll start a box for you with some of the other guys that do pick their stuff up. So Auburn badge. Anyway. Got all that stuff cleaned up. And obviously the big thing going on this week, Barrett Jackson. That's right. Pioneer Village, definitely, Glenn. Definitely want to catch that. Still working on those donations as well. Speaking of which, before we get into Barrett Jackson, actually, I'm glad you brought that up, Glenn. I did talk to the temporary director they have right now, Will. Hey, there's JP. There you go, Sean. Sean's going to keep an eye on her for us. I do know that probably won't work, but we do appreciate your effort, Sean. They do have an interim director in place right now. He's hoping that he ends up being the director, maybe. They are currently interviewing for directors, taping applications for directors. Since Will Escarza, our contact that we have been working with, I did move back to Arizona, but had a great conversation with the new guy. I was on the phone with him for about 45 minutes. Absolutely welcome to go back up anytime. They want to continue to work with us, and they're excited about the future. So had a great conversation with them. I do have the file right over here for the donations. I do need to tally those back up, see where we're at on those, because I will probably need to get up there sometime here in the next few months. Yep, no problem, Gal. That happens. Hey, there's Travis. So good to know that their things are still moving forward at Pioneer Village, and hopefully we can get up there soon. If you guys haven't been there, be there, check it out. And I know there, again, something to maybe think about, depending on what direction you're coming or going from the gathering. Pioneer Village is right at about 2 hours and 45 minutes, almost directly north of the yard. So thanks, Kenny. I know Pete, Cream City Pete, talked about they may try to go that way to Pioneer Village and then drop down for the gathering, something like that. But keep that in mind. And they are still working on plans for the hotel. Nothing definite on that yet. I know we've talked a lot about, doing a miniature gathering up at Pioneer Village, but the hotel is not operational at this point. And that's true, Glenn. The Carney Museum is good too, and that's another reason I've got to get up there. They have reached out to me, and they want me to come up and help them with some of their media. In fact, I got to get back with them, Glenn. I'm glad you brought that up. They want me to come up and do some work with them at the museum in Kearney as well. So I need to get on that. Yeah, they do have caps. So there's a video on it, Travis. There's a full video on it. So that'd be the easiest thing to do is just check out the video that's on YouTube. I'm pretty sure that Jess didn't join any convent because it would probably burn down. Ha! I'm going to say that in case she goes back and watches this later, so she knows I got a cheap shot in. But no, she goes to work at Ford. It usually Rico would be so happy. Oh yeah, new tractor Mike was coming in with one on that. But she goes to work like at 4:45 in the morning. So 8:30, they're pretty much done. So that's why they haven't been jumping on. In fact, I talked to Rico last week. So they are planning on being here for the gathering. And but no, I still talk to them regularly. Just they haven't been getting on lately. So, but they do plan on being here in May. Rico is going to do some cool stuff for us again. So excited to see what he comes up with. We're going to give you another Auburn badge because you're probably getting thirsty. And then we're going to get into Barrett Jackson. Barrett was, I don't know if, it was still a strong sale, don't get me wrong, but it didn't seem like to me, and I haven't talked to Wix yet, that it didn't quite have the pizzazz of Kissimmee this year. They had a lot of nice cars. They had a lot of high dollar cars there, but you typically just see stuff just get crazy. And I didn't see that. compared to what, at least in my opinion, there was a lot of the stuff that you see bringing 80, 100, 120, and you think that's big numbers. But in today's world, you couldn't even build it for that. So, and I know you do see a lot of that. Wicks on TV Bunch, you bought a Copo, okay? Basically, it's in Scottsdale, so just outside of Phoenix is where it's actually at. But, they had a lot of nice stuff, but typically you'd see, it wasn't uncommon to see some of that stuff just break the bank and, and bring double what you thought it should have. And like I said, I could be wrong, and I didn't watch all of it. I caught bits and pieces of it here and there. So, but it seemed like there was more wow factor to Kissimmee this year than there was to Barrett-Jackson, at least in my opinion, for whatever that's worth. I did text with Wicks a little bit this week. Have not had time to talk to him. The 71 Mustang that we did a video, and that's right. Just like Ryan said, in today's money, you can't do much. But at Barrett-Jackson, you would typically see this stuff. It was a $100,000 bill. It wasn't uncommon to see it bring 180, 200. But and that's exactly where I was going with this, Ryan, is like, the build cost has gone up so high, and it seems like the cars aren't just getting crazy for that. 10 years ago, you'd see a car that you'd think would be a $80,000 build bring 100 and a quarter, and today, if it was a 100 and a quarter build, it was bringing 110, 120. This is kind of what I seem to see. But oh yeah, I didn't see him on either. So yeah, and that was one that Scott posted $1 million for a Lincoln. That was one that did kind of get crazy. But on the other hand, I know where I got a buddy building one of those Lincolns for a customer. And, roadster shop chassis or, some sort of aftermarket chassis. I don't know if it's a roadster shop or not, but I know it's got an aftermarket chassis, and they're doing a lot of super crazy stuff with it. But this Lincoln that my buddy's building, the front bumper, they tried to suck it in to close the gap between the bumper and the fender. And by the time they had the front bumper refitted, they had 100 hours in the front bumper. So, yeah, $1 million for a Lincoln's a ton of money. But those suicide Lincolns are extremely difficult cars to build. And when you try to get that custom and that wild, you end up with hundreds and hundreds of thousands in them pretty quick. Yeah, they had 100 hours in the front bumper. And that didn't count refinishing. That was just to make it fit. And I don't know if they're painting it or chroming it, but to get the fit they wanted, to suck those gaps in tight and keep it the peak with the grill and make all the angles work, they had 100 hours in the front bumper. So, and you could be right, man. It could be part of the economy. But yeah, of course, I was watching it just on the computer in the shop. I just had it on the computer shop, so I wasn't watching on TV. So yeah, I didn't see Wicks, I didn't see Steve, any of those guys, because I was just watching the cars on the go across the computer. Yep, that's who I was talking about, Mike. Yep, they're headed to. He's actually headed to the Grand National Roadster Show this week. So. Whoa, check it out. Big Rig Brett hitting us up right there. Boom. Super chat, Big Rig Brett. Coming in with another super chat from Big Rig. All right. Super chats are rolling again. But anyway, back to Wicks, the 71 Mach 1 that we did a video on in Kansas City. I don't know if you guys saw that video or not. He did sell that car, I think Thursday. That car made him some decent money. Our good friend Zach with Suede Customs, he sold 20-some cars. He had a lot of stuff going on. They didn't all hit, but I think overall he did. I I think he did okay. So, trying to keep up here just for a second. All right, trying to stay caught up on both screens here as we're moving along. And but overall, that's just, to me, that's kind of what I saw. Wix did buy the white Hemi-Cuda convertible for a client at Kissimmee. I don't know what he all got bought in Barrett, but I'm kind of curious to talk to him and get, for one, obviously, to see how things went for him, but also to see if there was more zing to Kissimmee, so to speak, this year than there was to Barrett Jackson. I don't know. And there again, and I honestly didn't watch a lot of either one of them. Typically, when I had it on, it was just in the background on the shop. Because I don't stop to watch it. I just turn it on in the shop and keep moving. So, like I said, that's kind of how I felt about it overall. So we'll see how things progress from here. See how the rest of Barrett's auctions go this year. See how see what Meekum does. I mean, Glendale's coming up here in 2 months. They've got their motorcycle auction, I think, next week, and I think, and then Glendale Meekum, which is basically Phoenix Meekum, same as Barrett, will be here in March. So we'll see how that auction goes for them. So hopefully sometime this week I'll have a chance to catch up with Wix and get a little bit more information there and see how things go with the market. Kind of curious to see how things shake out. So, anyway, one more thing back to the gathering real quick. I did talk to Tim Stanger, excuse me, Mr. Good Pliers, and he is going to try to make the gathering as well. Hey, there's Mark. I know a lot of you guys watch his videos as well. And he called me this week about some questions about the Meekum stuff when we were in Kansas City. So he is going to try to make it out. So if you watch Mr. Good Pliers, he's going to try to swing up for the gathering as well on that Saturday to hang out for a bit. So I did want to mention that to you guys as well, that I did talk to him. Okay, let's go ahead and keep moving through some stuff. Let's check out the No Buddies page, talk about some new inventory. We got a badge ready, some brochures, a cap. I want to shake up something on promos tonight. See what you guys think of this. Shake that up just a bit since we're through all those Chevrolet promos. I got another idea to kind of add to that, shift it a little bit. I'll see what you guys think of that. We've got a can. We're going to talk about the raffle, and we're going to got auction stuff ready. You guys like auction stuff, right? Speaking of auctions, you want auctions? You want to do auctions? Because I got a whole pile of stuff right over here. So let's check out the Nobodies, see what you guys have going on the Nobodies pages. Travis is ready for auctions. Oh, yes. Did you check out the stuff Tractor Mike built? Tractor Mike, if you guys didn't see it, you need to go check out the Tractor Mike toy video collection. And then if Tractor Mike wants a toy that he can't find, he builds it. So he's got some of that stuff posted on there too. You can check out some of his handiwork. Matt doing more artwork, extremely talented there. You guys are finding some cool stuff. There's Ryan Studebaker's. Oh, Weston's got that other auction up. You might want to check that. So a lot of fun stuff happening on the No Buddies page. If you're not on that page, if you're not a member of the No Buddies, jump over to Facebook. Jump on that page. There are a couple of questions. Andy or Zach will get you in once you've answered the questions. I don't manage that page. They take care of that for us. So if you can answer the questions, they will get you fired into the group. And And there's a lot of cool stuff in there. You guys are doing a great job of participating and posting your stuff in there, which is the entire purpose of that group. It's the entire reason that those guys put that page together for us to use, was so you guys had a place to post your stuff. Oh, that stuff from Weston, we could get it to Great Bend one way or the other, I'm sure. Okay. I actually did get a few cars picked up this week before the weather went on us. I did have 2 come in this week. 1940 Dodge truck. We talked about that when I talked about the 41 Dodge truck. The 40 Dodge truck did get here. It is a farm truck. So no bed or a flat bed on it. It's got a big grain bed on it. But kind of unique. I've never had a 39 or 40 before. Although they're the same basic design that was used up through 47, everyone that I've ever found has been 41 to 47. The 39 and the 40 was just a little bit different trims and things like that, and they've always kind of eluded me. And I did finally get one of those in. I think we probably got 4 or 5 inches here, Hippie. Haven't seen an actual official number. And we did have some wind with it, so it's also kind of tough because there's some spots that have none and some spots that have 6. So it kind of varies, but I'd say I'm going to say 4, maybe 5. So we got that Dodge truck here, and I actually picked up another Roadrunner this week. This one is a 71 that was wrecked in 75, and then they parked it out in the pasture after it was wrecked. So we pulled that out of the pasture Wednesday, I believe. 4 to 7 in Oklahoma. So, yeah, probably about what we got here, Kyle. Brought it back and got it unloaded Wednesday before everything got nasty. So, we'll have another Roadrunner video coming here. Oh, it won't be real soon. I shot a ton of content pulling it out because of where it was at, clear back in this pasture, had to get a tractor to drag it out. The tumbleweeds were so thick and so tall. By the time we got the car drug out, there's Wake Up. They had started building up under the left side of the car. And when the time we got the car drug out of the pasture with a tractor, the left front tire was this high off the ground. We literally had to pick the car back up with the tractor because it had a loader on it and spin the car off of the pile of tumbleweeds, because the pile of tumbleweeds was literally like this deep, enough to literally lift and elevate the whole car. So that was pretty crazy, but fortunately they had a tractor. If they wouldn't have had a tractor, this thing would have been miserable to get out of there. With a tractor, it was 10 minutes, but if we'd have tried to do it without it, it'd have been a pain. So I got a bunch of cool pictures there and video clips. But like I said, now I got to get back to work on the car after the weather clears. When I unloaded it, surprisingly for this car sitting out in a pasture for 50 years, structurally it was really good. And so I think it's going to be kind of a cool car. So I got to get the video put together on that. And that'll be fun too. So I actually did get a couple of cars picked up this week before everything went to crap on us. So got a couple more in. Real quick before we do anything else, because I assume you guys probably about ready to get into auctions. Just shot in the dark here. You're probably about ready for that. I do want to go through the raffle real quick, because where the drawing is next week, so I don't want to forget the raffle. So let's go ahead and touch on that, and then we'll start working towards some auction stuff. Unless you guys change your mind, of course. Which probably didn't happen, I'm betting. This month, we are giving away the Oh, cast aluminum Thunderbird valve cover for a 312Y block. So, not a ton of names in the Big Buick oil can this month. Let's see, where's this batch for this week? Okay, here we go. This week, who's in? Mark Kirk, Big Job, Randy Caldwell, David D. Those are the new entries. So next week we will draw for that, and that will be added to someone else's collection. And I suppose we should give away 5 extra entries, right? How old was the Roadrunner video? That car's been here for about 6 months. I picked it up. Hey, Big Rig Breck's actually in Kansas now. I picked the car up in September, I think. I think it was September. I have to go back on my phone. But I'm going to say September. So, yeah, it's been here for almost September, October, November, December, 4 months. Almost 5 months at the end of January. Because by the time I picked it up, but then it sat here for a while. I had to get tires and wheels for it. Had to get it cleaned up and kind of, and get it ready to do the video on. So, yeah, it just takes time. So, yeah, it's been here for 5 months. So that's why everything was still green in the video. But, that's one thing you got to remember, guys. Probably need to remember to have a Hudson badge. But, there's a lot of this stuff that, it just because you just saw it pop up on YouTube doesn't mean it hasn't been in the works for a long time. And a lot of the stuff that even I do, just on my level of just a tiny little channel, I've got clips on cars. Well, the Cyclone video will come up. If you put it in this morning wake up, then I did these last night. I get all this ready on Saturday night. So if you paid today, then it'll be in next week's. The only time I don't do raffle until Sunday afternoon is the last day. So yeah, I'm sure it's in there. Wake up. But if you did send it this morning, I didn't. I won't. I'll print the receipts tomorrow when I go through stuff I'm getting ready to ship. But so it'll be in there for next week. Yep, it is pretty much all there. Yeah, it does totally BW. It just takes time. And like I said, even just at the level that I am, which is a spec, still takes a lot of time. Much less these guys that are actually production companies and things like that. You may be looking at stuff that was done 6 months or a year ago. Well, like when we did the American Picker Shoot, we shot that Thanksgiving weekend, and it aired the next spring. It was about 4 or 5 months later that aired. It just because that's just what it takes. And with a lot of this stuff, just like this Roadrunner, I wanted to actually look the car over. I needed to clean it up. I needed to check the numbers on it. I needed to get it up in the air. I needed to see what it looked like underneath. I needed to see if the engine turned over. All that stuff just takes time. I've probably got, after the car got here, from when I unloaded the car, not counting driving out to Western Kansas and getting it, I've probably got close to 25 hours in that car just to get it to this point. Between, cleaning, shooting clips, getting it on the lift, shooting clips, checking numbers, checking the engine, all that stuff, it just takes time. And there's, like I said, after I unloaded it, I've got probably at least 20, but probably close to 25 hours in that car to get to that point, to get it ready for the pictures, to get it ready for the video. And then, and I don't know if you guys remember or not, 'cause it's been a few years since we did it. But there's been a Hot Rod magazine was sold once again last year to Hearst Media. I don't know if you guys remember that or not, remember hearing about that. But when that happened, my contact with Hot Rod, because 4 or 5 years ago, I did quite a bit of work with Hot Rod Magazine. If you guys remember, the 74 Z28 had a 4 or 5 page spread in Hot Rod. The original 37 Ford pickup that the original family sold at the auction was in Hot Rod. I had an 80 Camaro that was in Hot Rod, and they run a ton of my stuff online. So he's been waiting on the Roadrunner video. He's waiting on the Cyclone stuff. So we'll see you later, Brett. So yeah, that's true, Mark. It is, but yeah, okay, Brett. Yep, it is. So I had to get all the pictures ready for that. I had to get all the notes organized. He does the articles, but for him to do a good article, I have to organize the notes. I broke down the trim tag best I could. I had almost 2 pages of notes that I had to put together to send in with those pictures so that hopefully it makes it easier on him to put the article together for Hot Rod. And then it'll pop up on hotrod.com as well as their Facebook page. Hey, there's John. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it just takes time. And you're right. You're right. He's got a crew doing it, and it takes time. So I got me doing it, and Addie helping me when she's home. Sounds good, Brett. We'll catch you later. So anyway, it's literally, like I said, I literally think that's about 25 hours worth of work in that car after it's here to get it all ready. The YouTube video, the pictures, the stuff for Hot Rod Magazine. Tutor you on dealing with magazine articles. I don't know. It depends on what we're talking about. Obviously, I do write for Old Cars Weekly as well. Some of the stuff that Hot Rod has ran, the 74 Z28 article, I basically wrote that whole thing. By the time I started putting my notes together, I basically had it done. So basically, if I printed off what's on my computer and you read what was in the magazine and laid them side by side, 90% of that is the way I wrote it. But I do a lot of work with Old Cars Weekly as well, so possibly could tutor you on it. Just depends on what you need to know. So, important. All that stuff is important. The pictures, the details, all that stuff. So, but like I said, I wanted my notes organized so that when he got it, it was easy. So hopefully that will be popping up on hotrod.com and their Facebook page soon. And then, like I said, I got to get him the Cyclone. They're waiting on the Cyclone, the Torino GT. I can't remember what else he said he wanted. But since Hearst Media bought him out, it's been, he said, kind of back to basics. Let's get going on stuff again. And he told me that 6 months ago. And there again, it just takes time to get all this stuff done. Exactly. Throwing sparks. Creative writing in high school was important. And unfortunately, I have to agree with that. I tried to argue that point for years. Outlines. I use an outline for anything anymore. I always thought outlining was dumb. Why do you need to outline it? I can outline about anything. Hearst Media is who bought Hot Rod. And apparently they were not worried about barn finds and things like that. Apparently they were just worried about, like more modern resto mod, high-tech type stuff, I'm guessing. I don't know. That's just what he told me. But Hearst Media, Hearst, is who is the company that bought Hot Rod and Motor Trend and all that stuff. So Throwing Sparks is here. So anyway, hopefully if you guys are on Hot Rod's Facebook page or follow hotrod.com, hopefully that Roadrunner will be popping up on there soon. I just got all that information to him last week as well. Whoa, hold up. Timeout. Supercharged super chat from Kevin L. Boom, right there. Thanks, Kevin L. hitting us with another supercharged super chat for the night. Boom. Thanks, Kevin. Okay. Kind of got off track on magazine articles there today, but you guys had questions, so that's right. Keeping that badge warmed up. That's right. It's right there, ready to go. Boom! I just it's like a frog grabbing a bug. But anyway, we need to give away 5 more entries into the raffle. Let's do that. Last time for this month. Next week, the name that comes out of the hat, out of the can, is going to get that valve cover. But for tonight, we're going to add 5 more names. If you've already got your entries, you've got a shot at getting 5 extras for next week's raffle. And it will be Randy Caldwell. We'll add 5 extra into the can for Randy. Make a note of that here. Okay. We'll get a few extras in there. And times 2 for Andy since it rhymes. I'll give you an A for effort there, buddy. All right, you guys ready for auction stuff? We got a cool cap, a fun badge. Oh, plus what we're going to do on the promo thing. I'm going to shake that up a bit, so stick with us on that. Unless you want to do any of that before auctions. I'm watching comments for what you guys want, because this is all about you. Hey, there's Mary, just in time for the auctions. All right. Let me go get the boxes shoved over here. So we got something to work with. Give me a second. We'll get the pile moved over here where it is accessible. And we'll start selling some stuff to you guys for your collections. All right. Oh, about tripped over one of the boxes. Okay. Let's get the auction notepad ready here. Let's have a Hudson badge. And let's get ready for a good time. Okay, as always. I know. One of the flaps on the boxes was sticking up and it caught my heel. Hey, there's Vic. I was supposed to be on the ground during the show and didn't bring headphones to listen. It was on the flight. So are you in the air watching this, Vic? Are you still on the flight watching us right now, Vic? I'm glad you're home. Hope you have a safe trip back. So, yes, I could use a Janet. There is absolutely no doubt about that. But anyway, we'll hold up a piece. We'll talk about that piece. We'll talk about that car. We'll point out any damage on that piece. Actually, if we're going to give you some dimensions, I probably ought to go get the tape measure because it's over there for moving stuff around. Oh, okay. Tape measure for dimensions on some of this stuff. And like I said, we've been sorting stuff out here, cleaning stuff up. So, well, actually, we probably don't need that. It fell in the box. So, probably don't need that in the auction box, but it fell when I was shuffling stuff around and it ended up in there. But anyway, as always, we'll check something out. We'll show you the piece. We'll give you some dimensions. I did not grab any hood ornaments. I almost did, Travis, and then I did. But we have not done any hood ornaments in a while, so I do need to grab a couple of those. So we'll keep that, keep a note of that we do need to get some hood ornaments drug out. Dollar on the shoe. So we'll talk about something after we get done with the description. I will announce the high bidder based on what I see on my screen. As I start the timer right here on my phone, we will go 90 seconds. Hey, Nut Farm made it. I'll tell you when 30 seconds has passed. I will tell you when 60 seconds has passed. And when we get to 90 seconds, when my phone says 130, I will announce the winning bidder as the high bidder based on what I see on my screens, whether it is on Facebook or YouTube, based on what I can see on my screens. And sometimes you guys do see something a little bit different, but all I can go by is what I see on my screens. So, shipping is included in the 48 states unless announced otherwise. If you do just end up with one or two small pieces, I may hold those a week or two to try to get something else to go with it for shipping, for what shipping costs anymore. Hey, there's Frank. And if you're not in the U.S., you still want to play, you're more than welcome to. However, you will have to get me paid in U.S. funds, as well as you will be responsible for non-U.S. shipping, since it costs so much money to ship out of the country. This deal kind of feeds itself. It makes a few bucks. I use that money to buy more stuff to refill the boxes. So if we ended up spending a small fortune shipping 2 or 3 packages out of the country, it wouldn't work very well for everybody. Anyway, with that said, we'll start off with a few small pieces. I'll read the bids as I see them so you guys can get a better idea for what I'm seeing on my screen. You may want to go ahead and hit refresh to make sure that you are current and ready to go. Before we get into the auctions, I will gather up a few things here. And we've got a lot of fun stuff tonight. We've got a couple of caps. We've got some cans, of course, plates, horn buttons, emblems. We got a lot of fun stuff to go tonight. So I'm going to get a few things here rounded up and ready to go. And you guys can hit refresh, get geared up, and be ready to start the auctions here in just a second. Okay. Guys, refreshed and ready to go. We'll start off with a couple of small pieces here. We did a few of these a few months back, and everybody liked them. They're not expensive, but they're really cool little pieces, especially if you don't want something that's going to cost a fortune to get into. So, anyway, first off, we've got a pair of Champion plugs in boxes. Yeah, no more. Well, actually, there is still a Churches of Poland calendar in there somewhere. Kevin's starting us off at 10. We're going to look at these real quick. These are brand new. 15 with the guy on the car guy. Wrapped up in the paper. Still has the little sleeve on it. I'm going to tuck that one back in the box. And then we're going to show you this little guy who is much smaller and in a blue box. Oh, check this out. Little dinky dude. And it's actually got the little cardboard sleeve on it. Says Champion on it as well. Okay. We're going to show you the pair of them. I've got Guile at 15. Let's go ahead and get started. On the pair of Champion plugs. All right, Guile at 15, 30 seconds is gone. It could do that, Sean. I doubt they will fit your HHR. One minute gone, 30 seconds left to go. About ready to wrap this up. I've got Guile at 15. You're getting both of them. 17 with Rusty Okie. 25 with Guile the car guy. And that got it done. It's a good thing you did it because Andy was gunning for you. Okay. Next, we're going to do a pair of plates. Going back east to the Keystone State. And I think these two plates actually cover 5 years. They've got the Liberty Bell on it, which is really cool. This is going back to 75. Pennsylvania Bicentennial State. Blue background, yellow letters. Has the Liberty Bell right on it with the crack. This is all metal embossed, just like you see it. So this was all painted yellow. Then they put the blue on top, apparently. 75 sticker, 76 sticker on this particular one. Now, this one, I'm not sure what the deal was with 77, and maybe this was the 77 plate, because this has 78, 79 stickers, and it is the exact opposite, yellow with blue letters compared to this one. So I'm not sure if this was a 77 plate, and then you got a 78 sticker and a 79 sticker. But what's cool about this, it actually has the Liberty Bell on it. Keystone State on this one. Bicentennial State on this one. These are actually stamped real deal metal. And we're just going to keep the set together. We're going to keep the pair of them together. since they're it's kind of weird. It covers all those. It covers that window of years and the opposite color of paint scheme. So let's go ahead and get this one rolling on the timer on the 75 to 79 Pennsylvania plates. $15 with Mark. 71 to 76. 17 with Mary. So they usually clear back to 71. Okay. So this is most of the 70s then. Or maybe all of the 70s. Just past the 30-second mark. Mary at 17. You're getting both of them. One minute. 18 with Tractor Mike. So this covers about 15 years. Oh, 71 to 76 was gold. Just about ready to wrap it up. 18 with Tractor Mike. 20, 30, 19, 21. I got 30 with Big Job. And that got it done. Holy cow. It just went bananas there at the end. 6 bids all within about 4 seconds. Big Job played that just right. He knew everybody was going to be shooting right there in the mid-20s, 25, 28. Boom, covered it. Just like that. That was actually just about perfect on Big Job's end. Slola 6-7's here. How about a badge bundle? We haven't done a badge bundle in a while. Where's our Ford guys at? How about a Ford badge bundle? 4 pieces, all chrome-plated pop metal. Oklahoma Ford Country Plate. I don't think I have any of those. We'll start off with a Mustang, but he lost its tail. 289 Mustang, 67, 68 era. What's the C? C7, 67, 68 era Mustang badge. Minus tail. A Maverick. This thing looks great, but it does have a couple broken studs. Now remember, these are all original, actual metal emblems. Torino, early 70s era Torino, chrome plated. And finally, a Mercury Comet, 62, 63 era Comet. So, let me give you some dimensions on these. The Maverick is 5 3/4. The Torino is 6 1/2. And the Comet is about 9, almost 9 1/4. So, all 4 of them, one deal. And we're live on the timer. Here we go. $25 with Sean. Good point, Big Job. Patricia watching live with one of Kenny's friends. Let's welcome Patricia. Glad she stopped by to hang out with us. 30 seconds gone. Hey, Patricia. $30 with Travis. Hey, there's Man from the Farm. One minute gone. 30 seconds left to go. Just about ready to wrap it up. I've got 30 with Travis, 32 with David D. Couple seconds left. And that gets it done. 32 with David D. Oh, and Man from the Farm, I've got your stuff here. I've got yours needs to go and one or two others, and I'll be all caught up on shipping. So I do have yours, Man from the Farm, on the can and that plate. They're laying here. That'll go. I got one or two other things hanging, but I'm in really good shape on shipping. So if you guys haven't gotten your stuff yet, you will be seeing it here soon. So I want to do something a little bit different. I found this stuff in a box today. There again, as I was starting to pick stuff up. So I'm going to see if you guys are interested in this. I think it's probably tractor, but I'm not sure. But don't get excited, Mike, because you hate it. So, oh, Mary's internet went on the fritz for a second. Well, I'm glad you're back. So I think this is tractor, but Tractor Mike won't like it. So you guys are welcome to bid because he'll hate it because it's international. But this thing is so cute. I don't think it's worth anything, but it's super cool. So I want to throw this out there. Then we're going to throw another piece with it that is even cooler as far as a display piece. Genuine, this is a little tiny dinky genuine IH parts box. And it's early IH. It's literally the big C with the IH in the middle of it. I don't know if you guys can even make it out, or maybe you see this side a little better. Genuine IHC parts. It's like a needle and seat. Just a little dinky, tiny, genuine IH parts. But the cool part about it, and I'm selling them together. I found these both in the same box. I was like, man, this thing is super cool. Somebody's going to dig this. Balin wire at 10. He don't care. Oh, I got you figured up too, Balin wire. We're 27. You're 27 short. So we'll figure that out because you'll probably buy this stuff too because it's tractor. Yeah. I think it's a needle and seat for a carb, but that's what it looked like. But anyway, it's a cool little box. Going with it, check this thing out. I thought this was really cool. How's this for an oil gauge? Check out that old IH logo in there. That thing is early. And it looks great. Who knows if it works? But I was like, man, that thing is super cool. Balin wire at 30. He already don't want anybody else to get this thing. It is, yeah. I was like, this will be a cool little package. So this is 2 5/8. Counting the mounting ring is 2 5/8. So the gauge face itself is right at 2. So kind of there again, this isn't a big deal, but it's cool. I was like, this is super killer. So they can go together. We're on the timer. We got baling wire at 30. You're going to get both pieces, one deal on the super early IH stuff. $30 seconds gone. And crickets. What's cut out at 2 inch? It's 2 inches across. The gauge itself was 2 inches. 1 minute gone, 30 seconds left to go. Hold on a second, slow 6-7. We'll get to you here in just a second. It would be super cool in a rat rod. Baling wire at 30. We're about ready to wrap this one up. Anybody going to mess with him? Anybody going to tangle with him? And no, they're not. Baling wire just knocked everybody out right out of the gate. Sometimes that works. He even wanted to make sure he was covered. We got him at 30 to baling wire. You know, and as crazy as it sounds, you guys might think, some of you guys might think, well, he just run himself up. No. Anybody that was thinking about giving 15 or 20 bucks for it, 22 bucks, he blew him out of the water and never let the auction start. And that happens. Sometimes you get 2 or 3 guys in there going at $2 or $3 or $4 a piece. You start an auction. He just knocked everybody out right out of the gate. But anyway, slow 67. Yeah. Best thing to do it if you got questions about parts or cars is to call me. It's the only way to get a hold of me. We do this every Sunday night. If you want to hang out with us here, you're more than welcome to. If you want to bid on stuff on the auction, go ahead. And if you're not sure what to do then, just call me tomorrow. We'll get it all figured out. No big deal. So glad you're here. Hope you're enjoying it. No, we haven't done yet tonight. What have we not done yet tonight? We haven't done something yet tonight. That's right, Big Job. One of the new plate flash auctions. This time it's going to be, whoa, it's going to be me falling over trying to reach the plate because I'm not looking at it. I'm grabbing an envelope out of the box. What do you need a Hudson badge? Good point. And it's going to be this. Go. 60 seconds. We're live. Here we go on this. You're getting whatever this is in this envelope. 15 with Jesse, 15 with Guile, 30 with Travis, 15 with Christine. It is brand new in the envelope, never been out. We've got 30 with Travis on whatever this is. I can't write it up yet because I don't know what it is. 30 with Travis. There's still one over there buried. 30 seconds left. 35 with Kenny. We're halfway through. We're only going 60 seconds on these flash auctions, on these brand new license plates. 35 with Kenny. And we're coming down to the wire. We got a little bit of time left. 35 with Kenny. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Here we go. About ready to wrap up. Kenny at 35, coming up on the 1 minute mark here real quick. 48 with Travis. And boom, we're done with the flash auction. Do we open it, Travis, or not? It's your call. Open it up. Okay, here we go. For the first time in 53 years, 1972 truck. Black, white letters. Has not been touched. Man, if you wax that thing would pop hard. Look at that. That's just the way it came out. Man, if you put a little bit of wax on this thing, that would be that thing look like $1 million. But this is dust on the bottom here. All right. All right, now I can write it on my list because now I can see the number and know what it is to write down. All right. Let's put that one away. We'll catch another one of those here in a little while. Because we got grease caps and horn buttons and all kinds of cool stuff we need to get into yet tonight. Let's put this thing right back where it belongs. All right. And let's catch a pair of grease caps. Hudson badge. They are cool, Travis. They are awesome, no doubt about it. One of these is damaged, so we're going to sell you a pair. One shot, 2 for 1 on grease caps. We don't do that very often. But this one has a whammy in the side of it. But even though it's got a whammy in the side of it, the front of it still looks pretty darn decent. Buick. This one has the hex on the outside, including a hole. We can see this is an aluminum cap. We can see how it's stamped all the way through. This is about 3 3/8 across the back, internal threads, and it is about 2 1/2 across the hex. Yeah, tire shop was rough to it, that's for sure. Going along with this Buick is another Buick. This one with a block font script. It is 3 1/2 across the back. And it is about 2 3/4 across the hex. So you're going to get the set of them. 2 for 1, the script and the block font on these Buick grease caps. And let's hit the timing. It is Buick Mania. Normal auction, 90 seconds, and nothing happening. $10 with Guile. $20 with a nut farm. I missed that. $20 with a nut farm, just past the 30-second mark. Nut farm at 20 on the pair. One minute gone, 30 seconds left. There could be some snipers out there. That's pretty cheap for a pair. But we're coming down to the wire. We're going to find out here shortly. Is Nut Farm going to sneak out of here with this pair for 20? And he got it done. Ron Levesque, 2 seconds too late with a 22. Nut Farm at 20. What a deal. Need to pull the trigger 2 seconds quicker, Ron. How about a cap? Another one for this. How about something for our Chevy fans? I believe this is a 54 car. Whoa, hold up. Timeout. Supercharged super chat from David D. Boom. Thanks, David D, for another supercharged super chat. Keeping the evening rolling with super chats. All right. Up next, we haven't done any hubcaps yet tonight other than the grease caps. How about one for our Chevy fans from a 54? Has the bow tie here in the middle. This is original blue paint surrounding it. These arrows are stamped into the cap. We flip it around, we see where that's all stamped in it. Even still has a little bit of the stamp from when it was made here miraculously still inside of it. Stainless cap. Typical dings, dents, scuffs, scratches, but still presents well. Something a little bit different. You don't see these quite as often as you do some of the other Chevy caps that are a little more common. But regardless, a pretty decent looking cap. It is about 10 and 5/8. About 10 and 5/8 across. We've got John starting us off at 20, and we are on the timer, and here we go. $21 with Mark. 30 seconds gone. Just about to that 1 minute mark. All is quiet. 22 with Pete. 1 minute gone. 30 seconds left to go. Coming down on the wire, 22 with Pete. Snipers out there ready that are aiming. Coming down to the wire, and here we go. And that gets it done. Pete at 22. There was Kevin's 25. Kevin's 27. John at 25. Holy cow. Pete barely, by that much, snuck out of here with that. I saw 130, hammered it to Pete. 131, the bid started pouring in. Holy cow. Pete, you better duck. There still may be a few coming your way. How about a horn button? This is a pretty unique one. This is a plastic one from an early 50s era Willys. Now, this is pretty unique. This is all around the perimeter here. It's got the hub in the middle. This is, I guess, is supposed to be clear on the outside. Black center, red dot with the big W in the middle. I'm guessing this is early 50s, like the pickup type Jeeps. Not 100% sure, but a pretty unique piece. It's about 4 inches in diameter. And this one I really had trouble deciding what I'm going to do with it. But Tractor Mike starting us off at 10 on the Willys horn button. It does have several hairline cracks in it, but nothing real serious. So it is still intact, feels pretty solid. And let's roll on it. Tractor Mike at 10. $20 with a nut farm. $22 with Tractor Mike. Just past the 30-second mark. Yep, I bet there's going to be some shooting on this one. This is pretty cool. One minute is now gone. 30 seconds left. Tractor Mike at 22. 25 with the nut farm. $33 with Kevin. We got a little bit of time left, but not much. But there may be somebody else out there ready to fire. 33 with Kevin. 41 with Pete. And that does it. 41 to Pete. Kevin L had a 40. Pete had 41 and about 128, 129. Couldn't have cut her much closer, but he got it in there. Oh, check it out, check it out, check it out, check it out, check it out. Boom. Kenny Peterson with the next supercharged super chat of the evening. Boom. Right there. Thanks to Kenny for another supercharged super chat. All right, let's squeeze in another badge bundle here. Something for our Chevy fans. Impala script, 61, 62 era. This is chrome-plated pop metal. And it is 8.5 inches long. Next, we have the little Impala in the circle. This one is missing the back part of the leg. This one did have a gold Impala in it, in the chrome ring, but it is original metal stud mount. And the third and super cool piece, I believe this is 1960, the rally flags with the Impala across it. This was an aluminum piece, a block aluminum. This is a thick piece of cast aluminum on this Impala with the rally flags. So all three of these going together for our Chevy fans. And we're on the timer and away we go. $15 with John. More snow. Supercharged super chat from Nut Farm. Boom, right there. Supercharged Super Chat coming in from Nut Farm right in the middle of the badge bundle auction. 30 seconds gone, and we're sliding you in a Supercharged Super Chat. Thanks to the Nut Farm. Although you can keep the snow, I do not want any of it. Horse with no tail and Impala with no legs. That's right, big job. We're past the 30-second mark. We're heading up to 1 minute. I've got John at 15. One minute gone. 30 seconds left to go. John at 15. That it. John sneaking out of here with these for 15. Because this thing is super cool. But we're coming down to the end. That might be it. John may get her done. No, Mary at 18. Few seconds left. Mary at 18. Ron at 20. And that does it. Ron at 20 gets it done. Ron at 20 is who I had at the 130 mark. One thing we have in the night is some cans. We got a couple cans. And one thing about this time of the year, guys, some of the stuff we sell, you may think we may have seen that before. Probably so, because I'm starting to clean corners out of the shop. So I may find more of something we sold a year ago. Have not got that far yet, Jeff. No. In fact, we're going to shake up the promo section a bit too. So how about let's catch a couple of cans. I'm going to do one, then I'm going to do another one. And I'm going to do them back to back because they are related. They are not in the oil can book, though. Nope, they're not John Deere, but they're close. They are close. And Tractor Mike will hate these as well. So, just forewarning, Tractor Mike will hate these as well because they are from his good friends at, well, hold up, time out before we get to the cans. Supercharged Super Chat from Sean. Boom. Supercharged Super Chat. Thank you, Sean. Appreciate that. Appreciate all the super chats tonight, guys. It's been awesome. That's right, Balin Wire. It is Co-op. This is an old school actual metal can. I'm thinking from the 60s for Co-op diesel engine oil. That's right. There we go. Co-op sucks. I knew Tractor Mike was out there somewhere with a few comments for Co-op. This is a metal can. We can see the seam right here where it's pinched together. I don't know if there's a date on them or not, but I'm guessing this is probably 60s. So anyway, Tractor Mike is at a -5. Tractor Mike is starting off with me giving him $5 to take the can. Hey, there's Working with Wiley. We haven't missed the Co-op can yet because we haven't sold it yet. This is copper colored over here with, of course, the red, white, and blue Co-op logo. Tractor Mike wears a Co-op hat everywhere. Oh, that was a cheap shot, Waycamp. Didn't see that one coming. The top of this has some surface rust on it, but it is a new all stock can. Mike changed oil on the Roadrunner with a Co-op filter. Yeah. It is full. So if your pickup, I'll leave it full. If I have to ship it, I got to drain it. Now, one thing that I thought was really interesting, there's got the information on the back as well. This actually had a Canco logo on it, which was kind of cool. Which was, I'm sure, who made the cans for Co-op. You guys can see that. But what I thought was really interesting about this particular can, now it is dented over here on this side, and it does have some scuffs and scratches in it, but it is full. It is new. Now, these cans, what did you have to do to them to get the oil out of them? Farmers are broke, has to wear whatever hat he can get, but Co-op still sucks. Okay. You know, typically you had to pop them with a church key, or you grab the spout and jam the spout in it. And then what'd you do? You poured it in the car, right? You tipped it over and poured it and stuck it in the funnel, or stuck, if you had the spout, you just stuck the spout in the valve cover. When you do that, I think it's 60s is what I'm guessing, because it is metal. When you tip it over and you stick it in the valve cover with a spout on it, now Tractor Mike wants me to give him $10 to take it. The bottom of the can says, you make it, we can lubricate it. So I thought that was pretty good. They've got advertising on the bottom of the can, up into the 70s, okay? So like I said, it's got a little service rust, but it had the stuff on the top, which we see a lot of, but they actually put a logo on the bottom of the can as well. So anyway, 1 quart metal co-op diesel engine oil quart, copper colored on the top, bottom color white, and then the red, white, and blue co-op logo. And we're on the timer. Kevin's starting us off at 10. $15 working with Wiley. That's kind of what I thought, JP. 30 seconds gone. 15 working with Wiley. Coming up on the 1 minute mark, and it's crickets. Maybe everybody thinks like Tractor Mike does. I don't know. I just thought it was a cool can. 1 minute gone. 30 seconds left to go. $17 with Kevin. 23 with Ron. We're coming down to the end. We got a few seconds left. Ron at 23. And that does it. Ron at 23. Mark at a 24. Just a little too late. Well, and Christine, if you guys think you might try to make the gathering, I'll just box your stuff up. What I do is the guys that are pick up, when you pay for it, I print the receipt, put the receipt in the box with your stuff. And then if for some reason you don't make it up, we can figure that out at that point. If you don't want to drain them, you know, I can just, like I said, I print the receipts, put it in the box, mark it paid, and just box everybody's stuff up that does a pickup. So that's an option. So, like I said, we were going to do 2 that were related. Up next, once again, another co-op can. Also a full brand new one. This one is a little bit better. I'm guessing this is slightly different. I'm going to guess probably early 70s on this one. It is full. It is a very good looking can on the Co-op T200 motor oil. This thing looks phenomenal. We can see right here we've got our metal seam where it's crimped together. It's got a few dings and dents in it, but nothing serious. Great colors. You can do it with the right paperwork, Hippie. You can do it, but it's extra paperwork, it's extra work, it's extra expense. So, no such thing as good-looking co-op. Still has everything on top. It has a little bit of service rust, but it's on the bottom, which is good. On the back, kind of like the other one, it had the co-op circles with the information across the back. And like I said, it is full and it is brand new. Tractor Mike down to -5 on this co-op can. So, can anybody outbid Me giving Tractor Mike $5 to take it. Hey, Kevin got us at 10. 20 with Wiley. Two mother-in-law. Yeah, I mean, actually, it can be done, but it's flammable, hazmat type stuff. So that's what I just don't want to get caught doing it. 30 seconds gone, 60 seconds left to go. That could be true, Pete. Yeah, I think we're pretty clear on that, Kevin. Coming up on the 1 minute mark. 1 minute gone, 30 seconds left to go. Wiley at 20. Ticking away, coming out of the end. Wiley at 20. That's a good looking can for 20. 25 with Ron, 24 with Kevin. Couple seconds left, but we're just about out of time. And that does it. Ron at 25. Wiley came in just 1 second too late. Oh, no, Tractor Mike. Oh, no, don't say that. 25 with Ron again. All right, guys, it's time for this. Let's go. 60 seconds, flash auction, boom. Whatever's in this envelope is what you're going to get. Here we go. We're on the timer. We're already live for whatever is in here. 20, 25, 15. Ticking away, 60 seconds to go. Almost to the halfway point. I've got Wiley at 25, 30 with John. 32 with Wiley, and there's the 30-second mark. We're already on the backside of this deal. 35 with Kenny. We're coming along, going 60 seconds total. It does have your name on it, John, by as a matter of fact, doesn't it? 35 with Kenny. We're already getting close to the end. We got a few seconds left. Wiley at 37. 37 with Mary. I got Wiley first. We got a couple seconds left. There's 38 with Ron. 38 with Mary. I got Ron first at 38. 39 with Kenny, and that does it. 39 with Kenny at 59 seconds. Woo! That was hectic but fun. 39 with Kenny. All right, do we open it or not, Kenny? Kenny says open it. Okay. Here we go. We ready? $1962. Been in here for 64 years. Commercial trailer. That's a great green. Holy cow. 2-digit. Whew. That's nice. Good looking piece. Catch the reflection off of that thing. All right. Now I can write this one up. All right, guys, do we want to squeeze a couple more in or do we want to move on? Another flash auction. What do we want to do? Squeeze a couple more in or move on? We haven't had a Hudson badge in a while. Or an Auburn badge. One of our comments are hung up. More. Keep going. Okay. All right. Here we go. Let's how about this? I got a horn button laying right here on the desk. I got one more hubcap, and then we ought to do one more flash auction. We're having fun with those. How's that sound, guys? Horn button, hubcap, one more flash auction. Okay, perfect. Wait, you realize that means we got a plan. There's no way that's going to work around this place. Okay. Yeah, let me know what you guys work out on that so I know. Or whoever pays for that, I tell you what, whoever pays for that, put it on the PayPal receipt so I know, whatever you guys work out. Okay. 51 GMC horn button. We see a lot of these that say Chevrolet. You don't see the Jimmys as often. This is actually stamped in here. It's just thin tin. I thought about repainting it, but like, I'll just let you guys do what you want with it. Some guys may want to just paint the GMC. Some guys may want to just leave it the way it is. Some guy may want to paint the whole thing and the GMC. But there it is. This is the metal horn button out of the late 40s, early 50s. This one's out of a 51 GMC. This is stamped in the metal. You can see it in the back where it's all pressed in there. This button is about 3.5 wide on here. So anyway, on the GMC horn button, let's get this one rolling on the timer. I'm going to get a hubcap ready. 10 with Kevin L. 20 with a Nut Farm. It was painted. It was originally painted. This is part of the red that the GMC was. I don't know what color the button itself was supposed to be, but I see no signs that it was ever chrome plated. 25 with Mary as we hit the 30-second mark. Coming up on the 1 minute mark, I've got 25 with Mary on the GMC button. Just past the 1 minute mark, working our way to that 1:30. Mary at 25, and everything's been quiet. And I don't know if there's been anything going on Facebook. I haven't seen any bids on Facebook. If you guys are bidding, nothing is feeding. I haven't seen any Facebook comments in a long time. Nut Farm at 30 as we wrap it up. Nut Farm gets it done at the last second. Pete was coming at 37, just a hair late. But it said 130. I had the Nut Farm at 30. All right, Hubcat. This is a pretty cool one, actually. All right. Good looking cap here, guys. We sold one similar to it 2 or 3 weeks ago, but it was different than this one. From our friends at the Packard Motor Company. Look at this big boy. Oh, yeah. Now, we did one a few weeks ago that kind of flared out more. This is kind of more of a deeper cap. Look at the shine on this thing. Yeah, this thing's cool. We can still see the black around the Packard lettering. The diamond here in the middle, I'm sure, would have been red because that's what Packard typically did. This is dished right in here. And it's quite a piece. It is very impressive, Christine. This is actually about 11 5/8 in diameter. 50 with a Nut Farm. Nut Farm coming out swinging right out of the gate on the Packard cap. We do see it has a few dings and scuffs and scratches in it. Chrome's starting to lift a little bit right here. But it's a pretty cool piece. There's no doubt about it. It's a statement piece for the caps you've got on the wall. So it's cool. Like I said, we sold one similar to it. It was a Packard cap, but it flared out on the side and was lower. This is a little bit deeper. We've got the Nut Farm at 50, and we are boogieing on this thing. If Nut Farm may have just went boom. That may have been the knockout punch. I'm not sure. We'll see, though. Nope, 55 with Mary. 30 seconds gone. 60 seconds left to go. 55 with Mary. It would hold a lot of potato salad. There is no doubt about it. Good looking piece. Nice chrome. Look great up on the wall. That's right, Mark. It could be. Here they go, because 1 minute is now gone. We're officially down to 30 seconds. And I've got Mary at 55. 60 with a Nut Farm. That would be a lot of cereal. You'd put like a whole bowl of Fruity Pebbles, a whole box of Fruity Pebbles in this thing. 60 with a Nut Farm. About ready to wrap it up. Nut Farm at 60. Alan at 65 on Facebook. And that got it done. Whoa. 70 with a Nut Farm. Alan snuck in from the left side with a $65 bid. And boom. Nobody saw that one coming. Sliding in on Facebook. He's probably watching on both formats, because I know sometimes you do that. Sneaks in and gets it done at 65. Some of you guys are getting really, really good. That's right. Everybody was after the Lucky Charms on that one. All right. Want to catch one more? And it will be this, whatever it is. Go. We're live. Go. We're on the timer. 60 seconds for whatever is in this envelope. That's what you're going to get. Here we go. We're live and on the timer. 15 with Christine. 30 with Wiley. 20, 22. Wiley at 30. Wiley's 30 still hanging in there, but there's a lot of this. Bullets are flying everywhere. As we come up on the 30-second mark, 30 seconds gone, 30 seconds left to go. Wiley still hanging in there at 30. 32 with Totally VW. Coming down to the end, about ready to wrap it up. 32, 33 with Ron. Down to the last few seconds, 33 with Ron. 34 with Sean. And that does it. 34 with Sean. Wiley came back at 35, just a couple seconds too late. 34 with Sean. Okay. Do we open it or do we not open it? Open. Open, open. Sounds like you guys are lucky. Mary's been fighting the internet tonight. Okay, we ready? Here we go. Black and Gold in 1968. Man, these things are beautiful. Whew. All right. Nice piece. Well, looks like you guys were pretty lucky that Mary was fighting internet tonight because she was out there swinging on a lot of this stuff and just never could get it done fighting the internet. But it's a cool piece. That's right. It does have a 42 in it. Of course, I didn't even know that. I hadn't seen it, so like I told you guys, when I'm sorting through these, I just peek in or make sure the paint's not all falling off of them and close them back up. I don't even take them out. I just peek in the end, make sure the paint's not falling off, and we go. So cool piece. All right, guys, that was a ton of fun. We had great auctions again tonight. I do want to catch a couple more things. Specifically, I want to get into the promo section. We got a lot of killer stuff coming up here yet, too. So don't worry about it, guys. We got a lot more fun stuff coming up that we're going to have a blast with. And tonight was good. Thanks for your participation. Have a Hudson badge. Have an Auburn badge. And let's keep on trucking. We're already past 2 hours, or right at 2 hours, and I don't want to keep you guys too long, but there's a few things I want to catch yet. Specifically, I want to touch on, even if we don't get to the rest of this stuff, excuse me, on promos. I want to shake that up a bit. We obviously are through the Chevy promos. Awesome Nut Farm, appreciate it. I've still got promos at Dad's that we can get and look at, but to kind of shake that up a little bit, and I want your guys' opinion on this. So I'm curious as to see what you think. We will still do some promos, definitely, as we find them and as we get some of Dad's, because we were through most of mine. We may get some more of mine back out. That's the crazy part about it. We're 295 episodes in. I don't remember what we did 128 episodes ago. And a lot of you guys weren't even with us when we did that stuff. Surprise flash auction with no notification. So we may end up getting some of those promos back out again. In fact, I found a couple more promos when I was cleaning the office, shockingly. But to kind of shake that up a bit, and this is there again, this is up to you guys to see what you think. If the promo section expands a little bit to include red lines, thoughts, feelings, yes, no, yay, whatever you guys think. What do you think about either, mixing up either a promo or a red line as part of that section as we move forward? Pete's down with it. There again, always trying to find things to do something a little bit. Yeah, red line Hot Wheels. Mary's ready for it. We like that. See all the promos again and the red lines. Okay. Mary agrees with Big Job too. Flash with no notification at all. So how would we do that? I mean, if we do it now, you got notification. Model kits, we can do model kits too. Yeah. So we got one no. We got lots of people that are down with it. So what's everybody else think? But squeezing some model kits in as part of that, Jeff, is actually a good idea. Yeah, we could just make it anything like that, model kits. So we may expand with some model kits too then. That's a good idea, Jeff. I was just thinking about ways to kind of shake things up a bit and see what we could do a little bit different. So that's kind of what I was thinking. So just pull it out when nobody's expecting. Okay, we probably won't do that tonight because we're a little beyond that, but we'll try to do that. Maybe we'll try to squeeze that in starting next week. Big Job. Just grab something just grab one random and go with it. Start with the beach bomb and you're all good. Okay. Let's see. Hippie's got a lot of models, so maybe we'll just kind of, and that's the thing. Maybe we'll just kind of work in some sort of a toy car. And I did grab one for tonight. I did grab a red line for tonight to kind of start with it. So we'll try to work some model kits in as well and see what we can make happen. But I did grab 1/64 as a separate section. Okay. We could do that too, guys. There again, any thoughts on doing, the 1/64 and then doing a promos or models and things like that too? And we don't have to decide tonight. We'll talk about it some more. But for tonight, I did grab a red line, and then we'll kind of see where this thing goes. And Totally VW, I don't know how you got it. I don't know what made you think of it, but the red line I grabbed tonight is the green Beach Bomb. So I don't know how you got that, but I did grab a Beach Bomb for tonight. This is a 1969. I get a lot of my facts from onlineredline.com. That's true. Good idea, Pete. Car banks with advertising, not many. I've got some promo banks that were like that, but so yes, the 1969 Beach Bomb, produced from 1969 to 1971, country of origin in Hong Kong. This is a green one. It is a fairly common one. Interior colors could be dark or off-white. The Volkswagen Beach Bomb is one of the most popular red line era Hot Wheels cars. It came in a variety of colors with both dark and light interiors. The blister pack also included a hippie flower power decal sheet, which we do see on this particular Beach Bomb. It does have some of those flower decals still attached to it from when it was new. Now, these are the normal production side-loading Beach Bombs. They actually made a rear-loading Beach Bomb that was basically a prototype, and those are very rare and very hard to find. The pink beach loader, there's only a few of them out there, and that's like a 6-figure Hot Wheel from what I've heard. So Sean loves it. Hey, there's Steve Reed. The surfboards are reproduced. They do come out. They are removable. At least I thought they were. But they do reproduce the surfboards, and I'm sure these are probably reproduction boards. They slide right in the sides. Dated 1969 on the bottom. And these did have basically a full sunroof, kind of a full transparent roof on the beach bombs. So there's the first red line. Is the beach bomb in green. It's a pretty neat little piece. We've got this one at the Lawrence Swap Meet a few years back. And it's a pretty cool deal. Yeah, it turns into the Batmobile. Stand the surfboards up. Turn it into the Batmobile. With original Flower Power decals. So anyway, we'll kind of play with this section a little bit and see where it goes. We may get some model kits out. We may do some more red lines. We'll see what you guys think if we want to add a whole section and do 1/64 and medium size separately. For now, we'll just kind of mix it up a little bit, but I was interested in your guys' opinions on it said all beach bombs were made in Hong Kong, is what it said on the online red line guide. And it also says, yeah, it says Hong Kong on this one. You guys probably won't be able to see it, but it does say Hong Kong on here as well. Right by that axle, but it's super tough to see. So anyway, the beach bomb, starting us off with some red line stuff. Okay, let's catch a cap real quick. I don't remember if I showed you guys these caps or not. So we're going to look at it real quick, and we'll probably go ahead and get ready to wind things down. We'll probably push the can and the badge off till next week. And but I want to catch the cap tonight because I don't remember if we've looked at this one or not. There again, moving things around the shop. Did we look at these or not? So, and it's pretty cool. I want to get it back in the box so I don't lose the paper. Yep, the paper. And it's a grease cap. What do you think of that? Like I said, some of you guys may have seen this. I don't remember. We may have looked at it a couple years ago. I'm not sure. Looks pretty shiny. It's a pretty old paper. For Auburn. Brand new, still in the wrapper, early 30s, Newell stock, brand new Auburn. Cool piece. These are for the wood wheels. Stuff you don't see very often. Varies at 100. I've actually got some extra ones of these. I did get a few extra ones of these. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to sell any of them or not. But I do have a few extras of these. I'm just trying to decide what to do with my extras. They're pretty amazing. They're beautiful. They're brand new. They're well over 90 years old. And just knockout pieces. You see, if you look clear down to the back, how it was all stamped in there when this was cast. Yeah, it is almost jewelry. Man, Mary's internet was working then, wasn't it? 125 with a nut form. So you guys seriously want to auction this? Like I said, I've got a 145. Sell it? Okay, we'll sell one. All right, we're going to sell one. I guess. You want this one specifically? They all look the same, but that's fine. Okay. Let me get the timer reset here. And we're live. 150 with a nut farm. I know. No kidding, Pete. $155 with Mary. This might be a bloodbath to the end. We're going to see here with Nut Farm and Mary. And who knows, there may be some other people jumping in. $175 with a Nut Farm. Coming up on the 1 minute mark, I've got the Nut Farm at 175. 1 minute gone, 30 seconds left to go. It's a pretty amazing piece. That's right, Big Job. There's probably snipers out there. We don't know. 180 with Mary. About ready to wrap it up. 185, 201 with Kevin Brown, and that does it. Kevin Brown at 201 sneaks in out of the blue, out of left field, never showed his hand. Boom. Kevin Brown at 201. It's a beautiful piece. All right. Well, that was unexpected. Hadn't planned on doing that. It's right up there. They're out in the shop. I just brought one in to show everybody. Okay. With that, it's 9:45 here, 10:45 back east. I guess we better start wrapping things up. One thing I do want to mention, I do want to say hi to some of the guys that don't have a chance to get on with us. I do know some of you guys are still watching. I appreciate that. I know Dispatch Brian did send Pete an email a while back. He still watches. He just can't stay up late because he is actually so far east that he is 2 hours ahead of us. So I appreciate you guys that jump back on and watch the next day and join us. Glad you're still out there and able to hang out with us and have a good time. So with that, I think we'll go ahead and wrap things up. We'll push the badge and the can to next week and the brochure. And come on. We'll get ready to wind things up. So oh, nice, Kenny. Okay. Hey, there's Dean stopping by. With that, whoa, hold up. Another supercharged super chat from David D. Thanks, David D. Appreciate that. Boom. Sounds great, Nut Farm. Glad you made her tonight. I will try to get something shot for Toy Tuesday. Last week, it was really nice till this storm came in. So I was on a mad thrash last week, trying to get everything done I could before this weather got here this weekend. So we'll try to get something up for a Toy Tuesday this week. What else is coming up? Some 36 Dodge trucks coming up this week. Torino GT coming up. The Cyclone video won't be up this week, but it's getting close to being done. So a lot of cool stuff coming up there as well. And we'll see if we can get something put together for Tuesday. But with that, since we're already past 2 hours and 15 minutes. We're pushing 10 o'clock here. I know a lot of you guys need to go. We need to get ready for work tomorrow. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate your support and all the fun we had tonight, your participation in the auction, the chats, the super chats. Thanks, Big Job. Always appreciate the Johnny Carson comments. I hope you guys are going to like it. Like I said, the Roadrunner video has done really well. I hope some of this other stuff does as well. Hope they'll get a chance to talk to Jim Wicks this week. We'll learn a little bit more about how Kissimmee and Barrett went. And get ready for next week. And we're going to give away that valve cover next week. Make sure your name is in the Big Buick oil can, ready to go for the drawing next week before we ship that out to add for somebody else to add to their collection. With that, we're going to wind things down and wrap her up. I hope everybody has a great week. Thanks for being here. Thanks for your support. Appreciate you watching the videos, sharing the videos, telling your friends about what we're doing here, inviting them to stop by and hang out, and helping build this community that we've put together. Can't wait to see everybody on May 16th for the gathering. Have a great week. We show up to see you soon right back here, same bat time, same bat station, next week for more Gearhead Interactive live chat. Good night, everybody.